Hey everybody, it's Mike, 55 years young. Let's go on a tour of the golf cart bridges, or as they're really called, multi-modal bridges, which allow multiple forms of transportation. If you are not familiar with these, or even if you are, and you want to share this with somebody to check it out, let's just get right into it and get over the bridge so you can see what's going on here. So these bridges, and there are many of them around the villages, allow pedestrians, bicyclists, skaters, and golf carts to cross. All right, and unfortunately, no automobiles. Okay, now I've seen some people that have these motorized bikes, electric bikes. I guess those are usable on there, but certain forms are restricted from here, but many forms are allowed. Basically, anybody's allowed on the multimodal path to begin with. The extensive trail systems can be allowed on these bridges. And this bridge right here is called the Chitty Chatty Bridge. It's over State Route 44. It's on the eastern side of the villages, because there's one also on State Route 44 that's on the western side of the villages, that's more over near Brownwood Paddock Square. I want to mention one form of transportation, which is motorcycles, which is also expressly prohibited from these bridges and trails. But like I was saying, if you got an electric bike, it's almost like a motorcycle. I don't know how they tell the difference, because those things can go fast. All right, you can see right now we're on the north side of Chitty Chatty Bridge, and this is where it connects to the roadway. It's actually the roadway here for the plaza, which has Publix, among other things, in it. And we are just going to take this path across. Now, when you're a pedestrian, based on my research, and feel free to comment below with your own stuff, you should walk on the side of the path where you are facing oncoming traffic, okay? You should see the golf carts, bicyclists, or whatever coming at you. And actually on this path, you don't have to do that, because we have our own pedestrian path here. I'm gonna show what it looks like. On this one, it's got its own separate pedestrian path, which is awesome. I haven't been on this one before. So you don't have to worry too much about safety. Let's check it out. So I'm gonna keep the camera rolling as we're going over this bridge so you can see what it's like. Now we're in the middle of the day on a Sunday. So I don't know how the traffic volume compares to other days, but I can tell you in this plaza right now, it's not that busy. So we're gonna see kind of light volume, which is a good day to take a stroll across here, especially if this walking path ends up here, which it might. And I might have to hop onto the main area of this bridge. And we'll see people coming down the golf carts. Now there is a speed limit too. In general, I think most of these carts are limited to 25 miles an hour, although I have seen some people well, not seen, but heard rumors of flying carts at like 35, 40 miles an hour for people that modify them. And of course, you should not really modify those things. I've even seen people ask in our group, the Villages Florida Community Information, or TVCI, about getting rid of the reverse beeping sound on their golf cart. I would not recommend doing that. All right, so this part ends. I'm a little winded, as you can tell. Although it's nice, because right now is a very cool day. And look, there's a little volleyball going on in the pool down there. You can see what it looks like from here, gone up for sure. I was recording down there. Now we're gonna step out onto the path, and we're gonna walk, as it says, facing the traffic. Here's the Villages. This whole thing is Villages logo. It lights up at night, pretty cool. But this is nice and wide. I don't know how the one in Spanish Springs is. That was the original one, over 441. I've seen that, and I don't feel comfortable walking over that as a pedestrian. And there's State Route 44. Over there is the new Walmart where it's being constructed. All right, let's keep our eyes over here, because we want to make sure that we are seen by other people. And we can wave to them. They see us. They see me. Down there is State Route 44. Nice view. see the volume of golf carts going across. Everybody's going at a decent speed. There's, like I said, there's plenty of elbow room up here. I don't feel claustrophobic like I do just looking at the one at Spanish Springs. And then here, we're behind the Village's logo here. You can zoom out a little. Right near the middle of it. Okay, we're gonna get back here. There's a golf cart coming by. That sounded like an electric one. And of course, there's all types of golf carts. We see people and hear people all the time in our group. TVCI, the Villages Florida Community Information. Make sure you join that if you don't already. And depending upon where you're watching this, if you're watching on YouTube, just go to the channel description or look below and you'll see the links. Now here we are, I'm at the pillars, right? The foundation pillars of the bridge. And now on this end, there is no other separate walking path. So this gets kind of narrow. And, you know, I gotta take my time here. I'm gonna step aside, let him go. See how they do on the bridge there. And there's another golf cart coming by. We got the headlights. All right, we're gonna keep going. I wanna see what this is like because this is a more narrow area. This feels more like the Spanish Springs Bridge because the Spanish Springs Bridge isn't open. Also, like how this one was open, it was not open, and it's got these barriers on either side, the entire length of the bridge. I see another golf cart coming around this turn, but this turn is actually kind of, I'm going to step up because it's kind of tight in here, and I don't want to get caught not being able, with the driver not seeing me. See how it is around this turn? You can hear my jacket, my coat rubbing against the wall here. And this is what I would advise. I would advise definitely staying up here because these people are not necessarily going to be able to see you around this corner. And actually, after I get through this full crossing down to the bottom, I'm going to keep this rolling if you want to watch it because I got to walk back anyway to get back to where I started. I'm not going to walk, 20 or 30 miles in a day here. Although just this walk alone this is quite a large bridge. And just getting from one ground level on one side to the other, I'm guessing it's like a quarter mile. That's how long my walk's going to be. All right, we're almost to the end. I'm going to hop back down now. So, yeah, welcome your comments, suggestions, your own experiences over these bridges, whether it's a golf cart or, I guess, skates is what they allow, bicycles, or a pedestrian. Let us know your experience, how things have been, if you have a favorite bridge maybe of all the ones that are there, because we're more on the southern side, but there's a couple bridges, I think, well, they're kind of shared bridges with the highways that go over the turnpike a little further south than we are right now. And I'm going to let this golf cart go, and then I am going to spin around from here. There it is, Chitty Chatty Bridge. Okay. All right, one more golf cart before I go. Where to? All right, well, actually, I'm gonna have to deal with these turns either direction here. So I'm not sure. We'll keep a lookout for golf carts, and if I see them, I'm gonna hop up Yeah, I really like that they had that separate pedestrian walkway on the commercial plaza side of this bridge. Actually, you might be able to get a nice view here too. I'm going to stand up here to let the golf cart go, but it's a nice view of the bridge itself. It's an electric, air-conditioned and heated golf cart. Atomic, I think it is. Okay. This is a nice workout. Just doing some bridge work. Back and forth, just walking. Alright, I hear a golf cart approaching, but they can clearly see me. I'm just gonna stay where I am right here. There's the highway down there. Another golf cart. So everyone's been friendly. Haven't been any close calls or anything, right? Everything's been good. They have good drainage here. I see storm drains in there. And these are impressive looking bridges, especially when you're coming by at night, like I was mentioning, because they all light up with the village's logo and other accent lights on the side. There's Hooters, if you want to go visit. Recent addition to the villages. I know, kind of controversial since they're in financial trouble, opening a new one here. I don't know what the thinking is behind that. Behind the village's logo again. Golf cart approaching from behind us. Out of the more difficult area, we're going to be back to our pedestrian dedicated walkway on the side, which also I don't know why they didn't do this on all the bridges, even in the middle. I know they have to make the bridge a little wider, right, in this section in order to accommodate pedestrians, and they didn't want to do that. I'm sure that was a lot of added expense. All right, let's right here. We got a couple of golf carts passing. All right, then off to the side, the trail Xing. This is us, the walkway down. All right. It's been a nice experience going across the bridge, and not too sunny of a day. Today's kind of cloudy. So hopefully you can make things out better too, because sometimes the sun is so bright. Try to look long distance in an experience like this, and the colors get all washed out and things. So hopefully it was a good day for you, especially if you have not been on any of these bridges and wanted to share what it's like and the whole experience with others. Here is the view from the west side before I sign off, next to the recreation center. You can't see everybody in there, but this is a tall wall here. You see how high I went up walking. All right, so it's Mike, 55 years young, signing off. Thanks so much for watching. Look forward to reading your comments about your experiences. This is the first time I ever walked over a bridge before, and I thought it was pretty cool. But like I said, I have a feeling that it gets a lot busier at times, and I don't know what it's like when it's super busy out there with golf carts. Look forward to reading those comments. See you in the group, TVCI.